Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while since I filmed with my husband. He's been working a lot of overtime and he's on night shifts and he's also been sick.
Yeah, oh my god. Get back from vacation, sinus, throat, the whole nine. I was just terrible.
Yeah, so that was fun. I was tagged by both Sylvia from Sylvia K and Jenna from Bibliophile to do the I messed up book tag. I have my computer right here with the questions, so that's why we're looking this way. I was originally going to do this by myself, but I went over the questions with Thomas. He's like, hey, I want to do this with you. So I said, hey, okay, we'll do it on your day off. And he's like, hey, great, we'll do that. So yeah,
Here we are.
Here we are. So without further ado, we will get started.
A character appearance that you misread and imagined differently. Mine is going to be the Mercy Thompson Iron Kissed book, and it's going to be Littleton. Anyone that has read that book can know that he does a complete 180. He goes from being a really soft, gentle character to being somebody that isn't so soft and gentle. That's as far as I'm going to go with that, and without giving too many spoilers.
For me, I'm going to go with Tamlin from the Court of Thorns and Roses series because when I read this book, I honestly liked Tamlin and I thought he was going to be this wonderful, loving guy, the perfect person, the perfect husband for Feyre. And then I read the second book and I was just like, well, yeah.
180 there.
Yep, I was completely wrong.
A character name that you've been pronouncing wrong. Now this one drives Lori nuts because
every freaking character in the Throne of Glass series we've been pronouncing wrong.
Well, and the Court of Thorn the Court of Thorn Roses, because this one really drives Lori nuts because she's corrected me 1,000 times. But you ever find the name that sounds better in your head and when you say it than what the author wanted it to be? Well, mine is Rysand. Because that sounds better than Rise.
Resend.
So resend. So I'm going to resend you something. Or recent, which is recent events. But no, Rysand. Doesn't it just sound better? Thank you.
As I mentioned before, every stinking character in the Throne of Glass series, for instance, I'm referring to my computer now, Kale, I've been pronouncing it like cow or coal, because I asked him.
That's how I came up with it too. It sounded better.
And then
but no, kale, like the plant. Yay.
So I kept telling him, honey, it's kale. And he goes, no, it's Cal. I said, but the guide is right here. It's kale. No, it's Cal. And the same thing with Selena. You said it's Solana?
Yeah, I say Solana.
So yeah, the characters in here I could not pronounce to save my life. 3, an overused trope that is your guilty pleasure.
See, I have a problem with this one because I don't see tropes very often. Now I can analyze a character all day long, but I don't think that I have a specific one that I really enjoy. If it's written well, I think there's a trope. I think there's no one that can really not like it, because if it's written well, you're going to enjoy it. But if it's not written well, then you're going to hate it.
I had a hard time coming up with this answer too, but I really do like the hate to love trope. I really do. I just think it's so funny how two people that think they hate each other and then slowly they start having feelings for one another, and I actually like that. For a cliche character type that you like better on screen than reading about.
I'm going to have to say the Madman. And it has to be played by a specific character. They have to do it really well. And my pick is going to be Count Olaf from a series from Fortune's Events on Netflix. Amazing job. Neil Patrick Harris does a great job. But like I said, if it's written well, you're going to enjoy it more in a book than you will in a series or a TV show. So that was my answer.
Wouldn't a damsel in distress be considered a cliche character type? Yeah. I actually do enjoy seeing that on screen. I'm a romantic kind of person. I like it when the guy comes to rescue, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, why, Lori? Why? Women don't need to be saved. I think it's romantic.
It's because she sees herself somewhere. She's my little delicate flower.
Yeah, he calls me his little delicate flower. If I was in a book, I guess I'd be considered a damsel in distress. And then he'd be like my knight in shining armor coming to rescue me. I don't have a problem with it. He can come to my rescue anytime.
A word or phrase that you learnt because of its use in a book. So I didn't learn the word, I already knew it, but I didn't know how it was spelled, so I didn't recognize it in the book. And I'm going to say capacity. So like the capacity of a magazine. When I first saw it in the book, I thought it was capacity. I think I stumbled over that for weeks until someone finally was like, hey, that's capacity, not capacity. Because I didn't have any idea, because when you read it in some books, it doesn't really explain what the word is. So yeah, that was mine.
I have a similar answer to that one. I don't really remember really learning any new words from a book, but there's a word that I was, like him, corrected on how it was pronounced. I knew what the word meant. The word is uncomfortable. You know that time when you're in elementary school and you take turns reading a paragraph? You know that time where every kid just wants to hide because nobody wants to read anything aloud in case you come across this like really long word you don't know? In the sentence there was the word uncomfortable. I knew what this word meant, but I read it as uncomfortable. I got that look from my teacher like, Lori, it's pronounced uncomfortable. That was really humiliating, embarrassing, because my mom, I mentioned before, is Filipino, and like some of you guys, English is her second language, and in Tagalog you read as it is spelled. Yeah, you read it as it's spelled, and my mom always told me the word uncomfortable as uncomfortable. So that's what I end up doing. Every time I saw the word uncomfortable, I read it as uncomfortable. So after reading that word in class, I now say uncomfortable.
Have you ever not read or completed a required reading book for school? Actually, no, I thought about that just a second ago. I think it was like the 6th grade. We had this like read thing where you could read it and then take a test and get so many points towards something, and I can't remember what it was for. The one that I stopped reading and I just gave up on it, and I actually went on a huge reading slump for a long time, was probably the 2nd book in the Harry Potter series. I was just absolutely lost and thought it was absolutely boring, so I stopped reading it, and I never finished the series.
Alright, so for me, so in elementary school, I was in 3rd grade, and I lied to my parents, saying that I was done with my reading assignment. And I did that for like a week so I could watch TV, because apparently I thought TV was more important than, actually doing my homework. And my dad found me out. He figured out I was lying. And back then, with my dad being active duty Marine and his temper being as short as it was, I went Amish. And by Amish, I mean everything in my room was taken away. I think that's when it happened. Either way, I was punished quite severely, and to top it all off, as the cherry on top of the ice cream, he looked at me with the most biggest disappointment look I've ever had in my life. I kind of lost that trust, and it took a long time to build it back up. Ever since that day, I have completed every single reading assignment, every single homework assignment, because I was not gonna go back to that. Nope. So, yeah, in elementary school, I tried not completing an assignment. But ever since I got caught, never again.
Number 7. Have you ever, or wanted to, skipped a chapter from the point of view of a character that you weren't interested in? Now, this only applies to the character in, like, the first half of the book. But it's going to be Tower of Dawn, Nesrin Falik. Oh my god, could she been any more annoying and slow and just gah? Because you know how, like, every time a new thing in these type of fantasy books is introduced, they have to go through all the introductions and the details and describe everything. That's all that happened in the first half of the book with this character. So I just wanted to get rid of her, but I didn't. I forced myself to read it, and I was happier for it, but it was very frustrating.
Yeah, I've wanted to skim through a chapter of a character. I forget which one. I'd probably have to go with, I think, one of the books on the Throne of Glass series. But at the top of my head, I can't think of which character because it's been a while. Number 8. Have you ever canceled social plans to read a book? No.
Actually, we have.
We have?
We've canceled movie night to read books together.
We're married?
That doesn't still, I mean, I don't know if that would really be considered, but yeah, it's part of the question. We stopped watching a movie so we could read our books.
Yeah, but
We've done this a couple times, actually.
We read this together, but we never actually canceled plans with anyone.
No, because we don't have friends.
We have one friend here.
Yeah, but she has her thing and we have our thing, and then our schedules never line up till months down the road. I love you.
I love you too. That is all the questions. I hope this was enjoyable.
I enjoyed it.
You did?
Yeah.
I'm glad
it was good.
Okay, good. And I don't know who I'm going to tag at the top of my head. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done this. So for this one, I'm just going to say, if you feel like doing this tag, definitely go ahead and do it. I tag you. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all are having a great day, and hopefully I'll see you again in my next video. Bye guys.
Bye y'all.